internet. Welcome to Moon Eagle Tai Chi. It's a Tuesday live stream workout, Tai Chi Tuesday. The first Tuesday of the month is generally when we do these. I'm trying to keep to that and trying to be a little bit more consistent. This channel is just about a year old. It's still a very small channel, relatively speaking, particularly compared to my other channel. So if you're here, let me know, dropping a comment in there. Let me know that you can hear me. I've got my audio set up, but I didn't have time to test it today. So it's so strange. I got up an hour, early today and got things done, and then it was a mad rush just to get here the last few minutes. I will soon be probably live streaming from home again because we are getting fiber optic cables for our internet, so it will actually probably be faster from there, which will actually make making content a little bit easier. I'll have a bit more space to set up in. If I really want quiet, though, I still will probably come to the office, but I'm hoping that will encourage more live stream and interaction and collaboration with channels to help build our audience and build engagement. And I work kind of in tandem with you guys to create what we're going to do. So today I'm going to try and move slowly. It always seems like I seem to speed up during a class, particularly a live stream class, even though there's really no reason for me to rush because you can always put things on pause. I'm going to do my best to drop info cards with links to instructional videos once the video is processed. It usually takes a day or two for that to happen, so be patient with that. And just a couple quick things, some housekeeping, as it were, house rules. Number one, if something hurts, stop doing it, even if I tell you to. You know your body better than I do, and if you have particular health issues and if you're not sure you should do something, don't do it. Again, this is going to be recorded, so you can maybe contact your healthcare provider and say, hey, is this safe for me to do with my condition? And find out. So number two, if you are particularly balance challenged, you might want to have a sturdy piece of furniture close by that you can brace yourself on. It's better to brace yourself on a sturdy piece of furniture than another person if you're practicing at home with other folks. And the reason I say that is because one person falling is bad, two people is worse. I've seen this happen in classes before where it's like dominoes, and I've been very fortunate that I had a very big domino at the end that refused to go down, but that could have been many, many injuries. So take care of yourself, take care of the people around you. Number three, try not to compare yourself. It's very difficult to learn via video. I understand that. The pluses to this is that you can go back and watch it as many times as you need to. If you have questions, I will be periodically checking the comment section to see if somebody has something that they want to ask or request or just want to say hey. I take breaks during the class, and I have water that I will sip, and I will encourage you to have water close by as well. So let's take some deep breaths before we get started. Breathe deeply down into the abdomen. Expand upward and exhale. Notice where you have tension and invite that tension to relax. So we're moving into fall now, or at least we are in the northern hemisphere, although you couldn't tell that by the the weather outside today. It's quite warm. Let me set this up here. And we'll go ahead and get started. And I'm going to actually have to switch the screen so I can see whether or not I am in frame. I need to get like a little painter's tape and like mark the X like where the front of my feet need to stand so I can tell. But let's go ahead and angle this a little bit down. You'd think I would know this by now, how to do this. Let's put this here. Nope, still not in frame. So I'm going to angle this down just a little bit more, or actually scoot the computer back on the table. Now I know I can get myself in the frame because I've done it before. Turn my little light on here. Little saw lamp. So, let's get into our basic stance. For our feet shoulder width apart. Have a slight bend in the knees. Align the pelvis, the sternum, and the forehead. As you breathe, you want to breathe in through the nose, down into the abdomen. Expand through the chest and then out through the mouth. So we're breathing into lower dantian. Inhale. And exhale. That ha sound is the fire breath. It helps us to slow down. Now let's come into our other pose. Bear embraces the tree. Bring our hands about chest, heart level. Bring the shoulders back and relax them down. Allow the elbows to drop. Turn the pinkies in towards the chest as you turn the thumbs gently away. Now sink your weight down through your feet, down into the ground. And extend and lengthen the spine. You might have to tuck the tailbone in slightly to get that lengthening in the spine. We want to have an erect posture here. But we don't want to be ramrod straight because our back isn't naturally ramrod straight. There's a slight curvature. But we also don't want to accentuate the curvature, which is what we normally do in our sitting postures, when we're at the computer, when we're looking at our phone, when we're driving, depending how our stance is, how our seats are. So these standing postures are to help us to ground, recenter, and realign our bodies. And one of the things I notice that I do is I tend to pronate forward with the head and neck. So bring that back. Notice where you're holding tension. There are lines of tension usually around the neck and the shoulders, under the jaw, through the chest, depending on what kind of stress you've been under. And I know a lot of us have been under continual stress for a long period of time. Now, rather than forcing that tension out, just acknowledge it and invite it to relax. Lately, I've been apologizing for to my body for not processing my emotions and making my body process them for me. And let's go ahead and let the hands sink back down. Take them an inch or two below your navel, the dantian, your center of gravity. Or I should say lower dantian. And we're going to practice some basic weight shifts. So on the exhalation, you're going to roll dantian over to one side, making a shallow arc with the hips. Inhale, roll it back to the center. Exhale, and now roll to the other side. Inhale, roll it back to the center. This little shallow arc that you're making with your hips is really important to help prevent lateral stress on the knees as we go from side to side. And now as you come to one side, you're going to turn from the waist, pivot on the heel and turn and look towards one side. Inhale, come back to the center. Exhale, shift over, turn from the waist, pivot on the heel, and turn and look towards the other side. Inhale as you come back to the center. So these two weight shifts that we practice always are really foundational to all the footwork in Tai Chi. It's really important for you to grasp these and to practice them and to really get them to sink into your body memory. All right. Now let's bring our hands in front, curl your fingers over your thumbs, bend forward, and as you inhale, open the chest, drive the shoulder blades back. Exhale, make a hissing sound as you curl back in. Inhale and open. Exhale. Curl back in. Inhale and open. Exhale. 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 And come back to center. All right. Take some deep breaths in and out. I'm going to scoot forward just a little bit for the next movement. And now let's bring our arms out to our sides. Make an O with your fingers and your thumbs. Let your hands drop down and just start to turn from the waist. Let the arms swing freely. Relax your shoulders. Relax your arms. Let the turning of the waist generate the movement. And now go ahead and come across the rib cage. And now go ahead and come across the chest. This is going to sound loud because of my mic. I'm not really hitting that hard. Now, when you come across the chest like this, you're going to hit some lung points. And so you may have to clear your throat or cough. So these lung points, they get tender if we've got some congestion in there, or if we're carrying some unprocessed emotions like grief or sadness or depression. And so it's a good idea to stimulate these points to get things flowing. Sometimes during a practice, what can happen is emotions are released. And as a teacher, I can tell you it's really difficult for me sometimes because I can't cry in front of a class because then it becomes about me. The students get concerned. But if you're practicing on your own and that comes up, that's great. Let it flow. Just make sure you're in a safe place where no one's going to freak out because that won't allow you to process your emotions. You want them to release. You want that to come out. Sadness held in is worse than sadness that releases. And now give yourselves a pat on the back. Now this is getting tension out of the shoulders, or at least wailing on it. I tend to carry tension in the neck and shoulder areas. Not the only area, but it is one, so this is a good one for me to practice. And now come back across the chest. So as I said, we're hitting, lung points, other acupressure points along the torso as we do these. And come back across the rib cage. We're also stimulating the lymphatic tissue to kind of move and drain. And come back down to the hips and the tailbone. And slowly come to a stop. Now we're going to bend as we do so. Slap the inside of the thighs as we come up. Tap the pelvis. So now we're waking up the legs, getting some stimulation there. more time. Now let's lift one arm, take the other hand, gently tap down from the armpit to the waist. And switch sides. Now feel for the collarbones. Of course, that's where my mic is. Come just below and gently tap. And now come to the center of the sternum. So the points that we're hitting here, below the collarbones, we hit on K27 for the kidney meridian. And this is the thymus thumb, so stimulating the thymus gland. And now come just below the chest and out to the side. This is the spleen thumb. Good, happy spleens. So those three, what's called the three thumps, it's from Donna Eden's Energy Medicine book, are to stimulate the immune system and to rebalance it. So I like to finish off with those. Let's bring the hands in front. Become aware of the tingling in the palms, up the arms, across the shoulders. Down the spine, down through the legs. Bring your hands back to Dantian and breathe in. I'm going to move back again so you can see my feet a little bit better. For our balance movement today, we're going to practice the crane. So you're going to shift your weight over to one side. Inhale, come up, raise the arms, raise the leg up. Try and stay centered. Don't be pooching or going like this. I did that, now I'm off balance. Exhale, step down, shift over, inhale, and come up. We want that spine to be nice and lengthened as we come up and down. Step down, shift over, inhale, and come up. Step down, shift over, inhale, and come up. And come back to center. All right, let's take a sip of something. I'm going to check to make sure we don't have any questions or comments while I'm here. Let's see if we've got no questions yet. That's quite all right. I assume that means that everything makes sense. You're able to follow along. Part of the reason I always have water nearby is the way that we breathe in Tai Chi, in through the nose and out through the mouth. We lose a lot of moisture through that out breath. On top of that, since I am vocalizing and instructing, I'm losing more moisture, so I always have to have water when I teach. But I always have water when I practice at home or outside too. It's a long-standing habit. When I started privately with my teacher, all the advanced students had that because we practiced outside whenever we could. So from like April to October or November, of course this was way back in the late 90s, so the seasons are not the same as they were then, but until it got really too cold to practice outside. Now we could probably go from March through November almost and be okay a lot of the time, as long as it wasn't raining. So for today, we are going to practice dipping and splashing as our chi razor. It's really great for the lower back. It's really great for the kidneys. And it's really great chi razor. You can really build up heat with this. If you start to overheat, again, we're going to use the fire breath. And you can expel that heat out. Now in the winter, what you would do is you'd place the tip of your tongue up against the roof of your mouth to retain the warmth of that breath, and thus building the chi up. But do what you need to do to be in a comfortable temperature range. So we'll start, and I'll drop a card for the instructional for this once the video is finished processing. But we'll start feet shoulder width apart, slight bend in the knees, aligning the pelvis, the sternum, and the forehead, and then our palms face up at our waist. As we inhale, we're going to shift our weight to our right. Turn the waist to the left, and as you exhale, scoop down the outside of the left leg, going only as far down as is comfortable. Inhale, bring the hands together, come across the body up over the head. Exhale, splash the face with water, or, you know, you're not going to really do that, but make it look like that's what you're doing. And exhale, hands to the chest as you give a slight bow. I always forget to say that sometimes. It's inhale, hands to the side, shift to the left, turn to the right, exhale, and scoop down the right leg. Again, only as far down as is comfortable. Inhale, hands together, come across the body, up over the head. Exhale, make as if you're splashing the face with water as you sink down. Inhale, hands together in prayer at the chest. Exhale, slight bow. Inhale, hands to the side, shift to the right, turn to the left. Exhale and scoop down the left leg. Inhale, hands together, come across the body, up over the head. Exhale. Splash the face as you sink down. Inhale, hands to the chest, and exhale. Slight bow. Inhale, hands to the side, shift to the left, turn the waist to the right. Exhale and scoop down. Inhale, hands together across the body. Over the head. Splash the face and sink. Inhale, hands to the chest, and exhale. Slight bow. Hands to the side, shift to the right, turn to the left, exhale, and scoop down the left leg. Inhale, hands together, come across the body, over the head. Exhale. Splash the face and sink. Inhale, hands to the chest, and exhale. Slight bow. Inhale, hands to the side. Shift to the left, turn to the right. Exhale and scoop down the right leg. Inhale, hands together, come across the body, over the head. Exhale. Splash the face as you sink down. Inhale, hands to the chest, and exhale. Slight bow. Hands to the side, shift to the right, turn to the left. Exhale and scoop down the left leg. Inhale, hands together, come across the body, over the head. Exhale. Splash the face as you sink down. Inhale, hands to the chest, and exhale. Slight bow. Hands to the side, shift to the left, turn to the right, and exhale, scoop down. Inhale, come across the body. Over the head, exhale. Splash the face and sink. Inhale, hands to the chest, and exhale. Slight bow, all right. And double check to see if we've got any comments before we move on to our next Qigong exercise. Nope, we're still good. All right. So that is a really effective chi raiser. And it really kicks in when you slow down the movement. Again, when I'm speaking, everything gets speeded up. So I'm not quite sure why that happens. I think it has to do with the rhythm of our speech. If we speak too slowly, it sounds really weird and unnatural, so we tend to match our movement to the frequency of our speech. And so there are ways to slow it down when instructing. One of the ways I do is I slowly start removing pieces of the instruction the further on you go in. But experiment and see how slow you can go without holding at any particular point, without straining the breath. You know, when we slow, we can go deeper and we can breathe more fully. So, you know, just watch for a moment as I do this one more time to each side. And you can follow along if you like. Alright, is there sound now? Is there sound now? Oh, it's the one thing about this lapel mic is that for some reason the mic and the receiver do not have the same charge. This is like my fear all the time that's not gonna happen. No sound, huh? That sucks. I wonder when it went out. Weird. Oh, there's sound now. Okay. That's just the delay. I almost charged it yesterday, and I was like, no, I've not used it. It should be fine. Well, I wonder how much of the class had sound. And here I was, teaching my heart out. No one could hear it. Well, this should be interesting because the sound quality is going to be terrible because I'm going to be very far back from the receiver, plus the fan's going on my laptop to help keep it cool while I'm broadcasting because the streaming software really heats it up. If it's not one thing, it's another. But, that's why we do this every month. I really wish they had an indicator on this mic to see like how much battery life it had left. Oh well. This is what we're dealing with. So, any other questions or comments before I start in? And hopefully we were only without sound for a few minutes. We'll see. Everything until opening and closing the gate. Okay, well, luckily that, I'm going to drop a card in there and just put a little comment in the description. Man, yeah. If I were to buy another mic, I would make sure it had a battery indicator on it. So, anyways, we shall move on into our form. So, luckily, most of the class there was sound. And now there is again. So, yay. I once taught a class where like halfway through it cut out and I didn't realize it, and so I taught the rest of the class. This is why I occasionally check the comment feed. Thanks, Marie, for letting me know. Okay, we're going to get going. We're going to move on to our form for the day. And I should always charge it, even if I think it doesn't need it, before my live stream. The day before, I should just charge that sucker up. You live, you learn. So today I wanted to do the Lady and the Tiger. I haven't done it in a while, and actually I had to review my own instructional video. Because I have many things that I have to practice as a teacher and as someone who's also training continually in Qigong. And so I don't always have time to practice everything. So this is one that I put together months and months ago, I think about a year ago. Not quite. But I really like this one. There's a little bit of footwork in it. So we'll try not to get too intricate, because I'm going to drop an instructional video in the feed after it's processed. So if you find yourself lost or you want to, go back and review, there is going to be a short instructional that gets into the intricacies of it. But we'll start with our feet together. Sometimes we start our forms this way. As we inhale, we're going to come up the arms to the side. When we get to about, head level with them, we're going to step out and exhale. Come down the side. Inhale, shift your weight to your right and come and hold the ball. Exhale, turn from the waist and brush down to look at your open palm in the left. So that's lady gazes at the mirror. Now we're going to inhale and shift back to hold the ball. Turn it over as we exhale and step back into tiger catches the rainbow. Now as we inhale, we're going to do a shoulder bump forward as we bring this left foot back up. Then step forward and exhale. Left hand open palms, the lady beckons. Inhale, turn both hands over and cross block. And then exhale. Make claws as you draw back. And inhale, turning in with the waist and that leg. Come into the ball holding position and exhale. Lady gazes in the mirror and right. Inhale, holding the ball. Exhale, step behind and turn the ball over for tiger catches the rainbow. Inhale. Scooch up, shoulder bump. Step to the right heel and exhale. Right palm comes out as the lady beckons. Inhale, shift back and cross the arms over the front for the cross block. And then exhale, rake the claws, turn in on the right. As you inhale, circle the arms and come to hold the ball. Exhale, turn from the waist and brush down. The lady gazes at the mirror on the left. Inhale, roll back, hold the ball. Exhale, step back with the left, turn the ball over for tiger catches the rainbow. Now inhale, scooch forward, step to the left heel, exhale, the lady beckons. Inhale, shift back with the cross block, and exhale, rake the claws, turn the ball over as you shift over, exhale, lady gazes in the mirror on the right. Inhale, roll back, hold the ball. Exhale, step back on the right. And tiger catches the rainbow. Inhale, scooch up for the shoulder block and exhale. Lady beckons on the right. Inhale, roll back. Cross block with the arms. Exhale. Tiger rakes its claws. Turn in on the right and shift over as you inhale. Hold the ball on the right. Exhale, turn from the waist, brush down. Gaze in the mirror on the left. Inhale, roll back, hold the ball. Exhale, step back, tiger catches the rainbow. Inhale, shoulder bump, and exhale, the lady beckons. Inhale, cross walk. Exhale, tiger rakes its claws. Circle the arms, shift over, hold the ball. Exhale. Lady gazes at the mirror. Inhale. Hold the ball. Exhale. Tiger catches the rainbow. Inhale. Shoulder bump. Exhale. The lady beckons. Inhale. Cross block. Exhale. Tiger rakes its claws. Inhale. Hold the ball. Exhale. Lady gazes at the mirror. Inhale. Hold the ball. And exhale. Tiger catches the rainbow. Inhale. Shoulder bump. Exhale. The lady beckons. Inhale. Cross walk. Exhale. Tiger rakes its claws. Inhale as you come to hold the ball. Exhale. Lady gazes at the mirror. Inhale. Hold the ball. Exhale. Tiger catches the rainbow. Inhale. Shoulder bump. Exhale. Lady beckons. Inhale. Cross walk. And exhale. Tiger rakes its claws. Inhale. Hold ball. Exhale. Lady gazes at the mirror. Inhale. Hold ball. Exhale. Tiger catches the rainbow. Inhale. Shoulder bump. Exhale. Lady beckons. Inhale. Cross walk. Exhale. Tiger rakes its claws. Hold the ball. Lady gazes in the mirror. Hold the ball. Tiger catches the rainbow. Shoulder bump. Lady beckons. Cross block. Tiger rakes its claws. Let's do a silent round, as slow as we can go. And now we'll close by coming back up, exhale and stepping feet together to the right as we come down the center. Alright, let's take another sip. See how we're doing. Hopefully no major stream interruptions or sound. I do apologize for that. Wonderful. All right, so everyone could hear that. That's good. And this is why I appreciate people joining me live to let me know of problems as they happen. So what we're going to do now is we're going to start our cool down. So we're going to do some tendon work Let me bring this back up to the current screen. I'm switching between my streaming software and my YouTube platform because I can't see the comments on my stream. I can see them on YouTube, but everything's in a delay. So it's very weird seeing what you've just done. It's distracting. So let's begin. Actually, no, we'll start with our hands and our hips. And we're just going to do some leg raises. One of the things I like about the Lady and the Tiger is there's a lot of subtle movements mixed in with some of the bigger movements. And it's when you slow it down that you really get to feel those movements and the subtleties. And now let's open our hips out to the side. I call this stepping over the dog. Because I've literally had to do that when I've practiced. All right, now let's bring our hands to our lower back. And we're going to circle the hips. And then we're going to reverse directions. Let's take the arms and we're going to cross them in front and bend the wrists back. Switching which arm is on top each time. Were I ever to do a perfectly structured workout, timed and everything, it'd be 15 minutes for the warm-up, 15 minutes for a qigong, 15 minutes for the form, and then 15 minutes for the cool down and the seated qigong at the end. It never quite works out that way. All right. Now let's take the chin and draw a circle. Ooh, snap, crackle, pop. And then reverse directions. And now take the chin and draw little circles and then move it through that same orbit. And then reverse directions. Now take the shoulders and circle them back. And circle them forward. Now lift them up and let them drop. Up drop, up, drop, up, drop, up, and drop. Now take the wrist and shake them forward. Turn them over. Come out to the side, bounce up and down just a little bit. And now go ahead and just lean forward. Let the arms hang, let the neck hang, just let gravity pull on them. Place your hands on your shins and turn the head to look at the ground in front of you. Walk your hands up your thighs to your hips. Keep looking at the ground as you bring the hips forward. Look down between your feet as you bring the torso up. And then slowly bring the head back level. Always come up slowly and in stages from that. All right. Let's finish the standing practice with silk sheets. So as you inhale, let the arms rise on the breath. Exhale. Let them sink back down. Inhale up. And exhale. Down. Inhale up. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. All right, let's all grab a chair and we'll finish up with a seated Qigong. It's funny, you know, I never pictured myself becoming a teacher. But that's a lot of what I do now. Or speaking publicly, because teaching is about public speaking a lot. Maybe not quite as much when I'm streaming, but even then, kind of a little bit. Let's see if we've got any questions before I move on and make sure people can still hear me. All right, we seem to be good. All right, so today, as I said, we're transitioning. And for some people, the seasons can present a challenge. Some people do better in some seasons than others. And they struggle both mentally, but also physically and physiologically with those seasons for various reasons. I myself, when we move into fall and into winter, my energy level starts to drop. My mood then tends to dip as well. It's harder for me to pick myself back up from setbacks. And this is just something that I know about myself. And so I have to, you know, anticipate this and try to do things to mitigate that and to balance it. One of the things is to become very aware of the natural cycles, because we think a lot of times in our culture about the winter being a dead season. The same with the fall thing, everything is dying. Not necessarily. During that dark half of the year, the trees are like burying deeper into the earth. Their roots are growing. So
we need to mimic that idea as, instead of being all out here, we come in and go deeper within ourselves and deeper within our own lives. So for this reason, I like to sometimes present what I call the tree meditation. So if you're seated with a chair that has a back on it, I'm going to ask that you scooch forward so that you are supporting yourself with your core and your stabilizing muscles in your back, and that you are fairly erect in your spine. You don't have to be like an Egyptian statue, but you don't want to slump either. So find that happy place between those two extremes. Align the pelvis, the sternum, and the forehead. And go ahead and close your eyes. Now from that place an inch or two below your navel, lower dantian, you're going to drop a taproot down into the earth. This taproot made of light. Allow it to spread and network and anchor you deeply into the earth. And now as you inhale, draw up the nourishing chi of the earth, up through the trunk of the body, up through the crown of the head, and as you exhale, see it cascade down around you like weeping willow branches. Inhale, drawing chi up from the earth and up the spine. Exhale, cascading down around you like weeping willow branches. Inhaling chi up. Exhaling chi, bless me, down. Inhaling, drawing chi up from the earth. Exhaling. Chi down. Inhale up. And exhale. Down. Inhale up. And exhale. Down. Slowly allow that image to fade. And when you're ready, slowly open your eyes. Bring your left hand palm face up. Inhale, circle in towards the chest. Down and around. Exhale. Bring it in towards the heart. Thank you for joining me today. I do apologize for when the audio cut out during opening and closing the gate, but it's a fairly simple move, so I'm sure you'll figure it out. And I will have info cards with instructional videos linked there in the next few days, so that you can more easily follow along if you're new to all of this. Again, peace and blessings. Stay safe. Stay healthy.